Pseudonym said, "Hey, Sean and Kev, I think Robert De Niro said it best in the movie Wag the Dog when speaking about the JFK assassination. I read the first draft of the Warren Report. It said he was killed by a drunk driver. Highly recommend the movie." Josh Pope.
I like when somebody says, I watched this, and Oswald did it, and that's it. And it's just some person's opinion. It's like people like, you hate Trump. I don't give a fuck about him. He doesn't have anything to do with my life. If he becomes president of the United States, I'll get a tax cut. Come on.
You produce content. You've got to crank stuff out that's talked about. So you can't really go down the middle of the road with much stuff, right?
It was like they showed. God, it was the guy used to be on Vice. God, I'm going to butcher this. This is for my crew in the back. He's either Scottish or Irish. He's got glasses, and he does like reporting. Is that his name, St. Smith? He's husky, but he's not tall. Is that the guy? He was on. What was he on last night? Let me see him. You have to pull him up.
That's the love child of Ricky Gervais and John Wayne Gacy.
No, this is a journalist. This is a guy that's still working. He's putting microphones in people's faces right now. But they were talking. It was a Trump rally, and this one lady said, "Oh, I just can't believe that Joe Biden would make a transgender awareness day on Easter. It's unacceptable." The guy says, "Well, you do realize that, like, this is something that was, came a couple of years ago, and it just so happened that this year it's a set date, and this year that set date
falls on
Easter. It wasn't like." And she goes, "Oh, well, I'm glad you told me that, because that completely clears that up, and I understand that now. Thank you." It was on the news yesterday. I just said to myself, see, I absolutely still have a thread of hope for
got
this
a little faith
world.
in it, right?
Yeah. Like, there we go. See, it's just, and I'll do the same thing. People will tell me something, and I'll go, and they'll give me, and I'll say, oh.
The Will Ospreay match.
The Will Ospreay match.
Right. And she's not going to vote for Biden.
No.
But she could admit, as you could with Ospreay.
As the first person said, she was there, and she said, that what it was they were talking to white nationalists that were Christians. And the one lady said that the Christians were under siege. And the reporter said, well, it's, supposed to be separation from church and state. And like they were all saying, no, that Christianity should be the American religion, period.
They very conveniently want to throw the Bill of Rights, Constitution, all the paperwork in the garbage sometimes. And then there's times they want to whip it out when they want to fuck their gun.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's one of those things where just like, ugh. I think of Chris Christopherson. He's a walking contradiction, partly fact and partly fiction. The fucking preacher. It's just like, come on, man. And she said that and she had a shirt on that said, I'm voting for Jesus Christ. And he said, well, Jesus Christ isn't running. She says, but Trump is, and he's the closest thing. And I was just like, wow. Like that person, they gave her keys to a car, and she gets to drive.
Reproduce, possibly.
I mean, he's a lot of things, but I don't know. Christ-like, probably not going to be top of my list.
No, indeed. Josh Pope, some heat brewing. ECW was cool, and Mick.
I got to say though,
Anything
that,
you want. This is your show. I'll leave.
yeah,
you.
but it's just because I know we've got a few mouth breathers out there that I just have to make sure you get this. He's not Christ-like, because if he couldn't go into the service because of bone spurs, I doubt he's going to take nails through his feet and his wrists. Okay, go.
Okay, well done. You were seated.
Oh, well, yeah,
couch,
but
whatever you were.
yeah,
You had Ripley on or whatever.
I did watch Ripley. Ever saw the talented Mr. Ripley on film? There's a adaptation, eight. It's a mini series, eight episodes on Netflix. Some brilliant acting, great cinematography. It's just well done.
Italy, right?
Yeah,
Does it
Italy.
take place in Italy?
Yeah, mostly Italy. Yeah.